Now, alright. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nerd Central. We have
So I spent time with Colby. I understand. It took a little year than me, but
it's surrounded by a lot of
I
also have I think
I did quiz bowl at Michigan.
I was lagging behind. So. Okay.
Yeah, we've got some technical difficulties here.
We are. We're having
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Talking and stuff, and yeah.
A little bit loud.
Actually, is that the cross league one or the?
So this is NAQT state championship. For band.
Are you sure that's the NAQT? I'm sorry. I'm just
pissed off.
Yeah, there's IMSA,
so much
which is
simulation.
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go to my room. So.
Are they called
Yeah,
Another
I'm just
war.
gonna go to my room while everybody else is like talking about other stuff.
Alright, sounds good. Okay.
Like, basically, like, I agreed to this, and then like half these people, like, a lot of my friends, like, hey, we should go watch your show. Let's see what happens. I'm like, okay. It'll be fine, and then like, oh, this thing happens right after, so we're just gonna have to deal.
Yeah. Well, we're very glad to join us tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, and like I said, you guys are awesome. It's always good to have fans, and like I just think about this show when we have a relatively small yet dedicated fan base, so that's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, we love you guys.
Fan base is small? I thought it was
huge. Yeah, but like they put on The Big Bang Theory right before us, and for some reason that like people pay like tons of attention to that. So we'll figure it out.
It is what it is. I can't. Well, me and I'm pretty sure both Alice and Eve can't get enough of the show. So we're just so glad that it came back for a third season, and everyone on it is amazing.
Oh yeah. This season's been really
definitely.
Well,
okay.
Like, well, we're trying to be entertaining, so I think you got that in spades tonight, especially.
Oh,
yeah, tonight was awesome.
Tonight was great.
Although I could have punched Moby out myself, but that's.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I really wanted to hit Moby too.
Oh.
I mean,
don't be a Moby dick.
Don't be a dick.
I was like,
Moby
no, I was really sad that they cut, like, you know, he said, oh, you know, all your music is like derivative, it's a pop culture, and I was like, and like I didn't say it at the time, though I really wish I did when we came back. I was like, you know, our music is derivative, like, buddy, half your samples are from Negro spirituals, like, get out.
Yeah.
Like, why am I dealing with this?
It was just rude. It's like he's asking guys to prove, you know, it all had to be actual, and just was not cool.
Yeah. Although I will say that whole Moby Dick line that Amanda gave after the challenge, I burst out laughing.
Yeah, that was great. That and Rochelle's imitation of Lily was hilarious. That was absolutely like.
I think I might have been live tweeting at that point. What was? Oh no, that was when she went the whole like loud opera voice thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she went all I didn't know that she was going all Christina Aguilera on it, and okay.
It was definitely entertaining though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Colby, you came up with a lot of the lines for Team Smash's song.
I did, and so it was very much like I had an idea going in because, all right, I know there's a nerd anthem, and I figured, you know, and I was somewhat derivative. It's like, you know what, there was a better song, in my opinion, that lost out to rapping. So it's just like, let's just do that because that might give us a natural advantage.
Yeah.
And I decided to really make it my own, and then apparently, like, hearing Lisa Loeb say that, oh yeah, like, you know, there were a lot of lyrics, and we really couldn't hear them. And I'm just like, all right, I'm done. Like, just...
There's no more
there's nerd off.
in this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way we're going to win this if they couldn't hear our lyrics and our dancing was noticeably worse and sloppy, and like our beat wasn't as memorable. And part of that's my fault because like I put so much time and effort into writing the lyrics that like I wrote. So they cut the entirety of the verse I wrote for Jonathan, on the show, I think, and but. Like, so I had to write, there were verses for all of us and the chorus, which I did all but I think maybe 3 or 4 bars of. And I wrote the last, like, 8 bars while we're recording. So it's just like, I didn't have anything for, I think I did Jonathan's last, which was probably why it was the weakest and got cut. And, you know, it was a lot of work, and I just like, all right, I'm putting myself out there, and if I lose for any reason, it's all coming back to me. And, well, let me be at the forefront here, because when Jonathan was talking about, oh yeah, let's talk about nerd problems, I'm just like, I'm not sure if that's going to really go over well. Not that what I did went over any better, but
yeah, when you brought that up, I wasn't exactly sure, like, I could get behind the idea of what he was doing, but at the same time, I wasn't entirely... It didn't even sit well in my mind. I was like, you're doing something to, like, uplift and represent the nerd culture, and yet you're going to be talking about the problems? I mean, it worked really... It turned out to work really well.
Did.
But I went along with it for, like, a second. And like the best line I came up with, it's like I was rhyming like "Let's face it," and then it's like I don't need a 10, but I'm getting 14s. They're basic, so I was like, maybe that'll work out. And then it's like, no, this sounds silly. Let's go in this opposite direction. So
hopefully we'll get those either the full performances up on YouTube in a couple of days, or maybe they'll even hit iTunes.
Yeah.
They'll probably do both, and I will say, yeah, you got the best of what I had. So it's just like it's just gonna be downhill from that point.
Yeah, you need to post like the full lyrics for us so we can read them.
Yeah, we can all sing along.
The chorus line was epic. Like that was completely awesome. I was cheering.
Wait, which line was epic?
The Doctor Who line about the TARDIS.
Oh, well, thanks.
That was awesome.
I will admit my Doctor Who knowledge is severely limited, so I needed a little bit of help on that.
Really?
I'm sure Alice could school you sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Like I have no problems believing that.
Actually, when I first heard that you had said on the show that you actually have a background in rap, my mind was actually blown because I did not think that would be in your arsenal. But
that line was completely throwaway. It's just like I have a background in rap because I'm Scottish. It's like, see, you weren't expecting Scottish. You weren't expecting that about my ethnic background, saying why I should rap now. Because just think about all those great Scottish rappers like that. And I thought it was just gonna throw away. Would they never keep it in the show? And then they did. So awesome. I made a very similar joke when I was on Jeopardy. And it was just like, you know. They said, oh, going on vacation, like, I'm very much into the British Isles. And they said, like, and Trebek says, well, why do you think that? It's just like, well, Burnett, it's a Scottish name, isn't it? And so we moved on from there.
It worked out brilliantly.
Yeah, it did. It really did. And I really want to hug you for saying that you bought your mom a house with your Jeopardy money. Like, I just want to hug you for being the best.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was epic.
It was it's one of the easiest decisions I ever had to make. So I understand that it's going to come across as maybe a bit sappy, but that's very much representative of my character. And look, and even when I got on the show, they asked, and I didn't care about the money at first. When I first tried out to get on Jeopardy, they asked you, what do you plan on doing if you win? And it's just like, I'd never thought about that before, and the first thing that popped out of my mouth was, or popped into my mind and popped out of my mouth was, yeah, I'm going to get my mom a freaking house. And then people are like, I can't believe you followed through with that. It's like, wouldn't you? Like, why should that be so shocking and amazing? Like, this person, like, and I really like my lifestyle and where I was at that point in my life, and this goes a much longer way when you help other people. So, and I still remember, like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of friends growing up. Like, that's absolute fact. And like, she did whatever she could.
Yeah.
To make sure that I would be entertained. I wouldn't have to go out and roll with freaking creeps and thugs. And that meant the world to me. That's so much about the person that I am. It's just like, hey, go help out your mom. She made you the person that you are. Like,
Zack's
it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Common sense. Well, as much common sense as you can have these days.
Right. Common sense is lacking these days.
Yeah. No, my grandmother, also had a very strong hand in raising me, and like, she always had this statement that she made. It's like, they don't call it common sense. It ain't all that common.
Exactly. That's actually what my instructor says at school.
There is lack of common sense nowadays, so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You should take care of your mama.
So,
yeah, that's great.
So,
yeah.
Take care of the person who gave you life.
Exactly. And it was like, it's not, I mean, it does come up because it's so important. It's like very definitive of who I am. And, hey, I've been down on my luck before. I've been in poor situations before, but really the person who's able to guide me through all that. And I still remember this conversation that I had with her when I was like 11, and it was just like a really bad day at school. And it's just like, you know what? Like, I want to go define myself. I go up to my mom, and it's like, Mom, I think I'm a nerd. What do these people do? And there's a beat, because this is pretty heavy stuff to just drop on her all at once. Oh, snap. Hey, Zack.
Hi, Colby. You kicked butt.
Yeah,
that was cool. I was impressed, because I'm a hard nerd off, honestly.
Oh, I'm being shoved.
Yeah, but
That's a great nerd off.
It was pretty epic. And so back to that story, it's like, what do these people do? It's like, there's a beat, and she says, well, I don't know everything, but, you need to get a hobby. So, maybe you should watch Star Trek, because it just happened to be on when I asked her that question, and, like, my mom's smart like that. And sure enough, I watched that. It's from the first season of TNG, and it was one of the really bad ones, but I decided to stick with it anyway. So that had a lot to do with, like, oh, you need a hobby, and you need to be not obsessive, but well-versed and intellectually curious about all these sorts of things. And anything that she could provide for me that made me happy, she did. So yeah, that made me a teacher and a Jeopardy champion, and got me on King of the Nerds. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
It did something good for you.
yeah.
See, you stay in school and you can be awesome like Colby.
So yeah,
And
my
watch
kids.
Star Trek. Star Trek is
Yes.
good too, apparently, is what we're learning.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty good, but like I said, that first season, because I think I was around, like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure one of the first episodes I saw was, like, Angel 1. It's like,
Okay, yeah,
what is
okay.
it? Yeah, it was one of the pretty awful first season episodes.
There's
I'm like,
definitely some bad episodes of TNG. I mean, I think even, like, all the actors admit that, but, yeah.
So
all
that's,
Star Treks take a while to get going.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a point there, Alice?
Tonight was just so amazing and totally just blew my mind at how great this show is progressing, like, throughout the years. It was really great to see everybody, including Zack.
I loved all
That
of
was
the
awesome at the
alumni
end.
coming back in the blue shirt and the bow ties.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's a shout out to you guys.
Yeah, it was really
Nice.
nice to see everybody, and Mary Kate and Genevieve and Ivan and Josh.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean Chris and Mary Kate, and I can't even name everybody.
It was so fun to like set it up too, because we get one shot at something like that. It was a big deal actually. It was pretty hard to pull off, and we worked really hard to get it going awesome. I'm hiding behind that pillar while you guys are standing out there. It was really nerve-wracking. I was really worried one of you were gonna see me. So yeah, that was actually really exciting stuff. And I was also really scared I was going to trip on the stairs, but apparently I managed not to because we did rehearse a little bit, and on one of them I did in fact trip on the stairs a little bit, so I was concerned, but it worked out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
falling up the stairs would not be the best thing to go for.
No.
No. So, I had a little thought about the binary code line, the 011. Does that actually
Okay.
does that mean anything? Like, is that actually a word or?
So I mean, so 011. All right, so 011 is what? I mean, I'm pretty bad at binary, so it's just 3, right? So what we did was, so the idea was that the line that I dropped was so like, just oh my God, I'm just blowing your mind that we go like like hype men in rap. Like,
Okay,
so
I
we
get it.
go and then since we do that, and then we follow it up with 1-1, and then I pop out and I say, all right, I'm done in binary. So that's my first line to like let you know that we were trying to speak to you in binary by basically yelling out 3 repeatedly. So
Well, that works. And you got
no,
it was a valiant
worked.
battle for sure.
Yeah.
And it's just, that was what you saw was very much a representation of myself because, like I said, I wish I could have done better in the time that I had. I wish I could have flown better, or wish I could have used a better beat because I was very dictatorial with writing and performing that piece. I came up with a lot of the choreography that wasn't professional. Like, I thought that the thing that, like, when we dropped the dice, like we were dropping a mic at the end, like I came up with that. It's just like, oh, like this is totally gonna win these guys over, and it's just like, it's pretty meh.
I thought it was cool.
So
I actually thought that was really cool.
I thought it was cool too, but it wasn't cool enough to get a single freaking vote from that panel.
Yeah, I honestly, what I thought about the songs too is I thought that your guys' song had better lyrics overall, but that the other song was catchier. And that's actually kind of, I feel like, almost what happened on season 1 too. Personally, I thought that the catchier song is the one that won. The one that had the better lyrics is the one that lost. On season 1 is the way I felt as well. Talk Nerdy to me is a super awesome song, but it's more on the like super catchy side versus like super really great lyrics side. It's still really good lyrics, but yeah.
Mm. Yeah, there's definitely, when it comes to that kind of challenge, I think there's definitely a performance over, like, content ratio that can sometimes get a little misconstrued.
The actions per minute thing, though, was funny, because, I mean, currently, like, if we take World of Warcraft, for example, we've got, like, arms warriors who have a very, very, low actions per minute, but a very high DPS, and it has nothing to do with your DPS. But I'm glad that who said that after the competition? I was glad that someone pointed it out, because otherwise I was going to have to tweet and be like, you guys said APM and not DPS or something else.
Yeah, so thanks, Jonathan. He could have just told me that when I was coming up.
Okay.
So I actually had a discussion because I don't freaking do that. I don't freaking do
because you're playing to your theoretical maximum. Even it doesn't actually matter what your APM is. Some classes just have a low APM. Yeah.
And I seriously asked Jonathan, like, oh yeah, what do you call that method of calculating how much damage you do? It's like, oh yeah, it's like so it's like it's a 3-letter acronym. And I was just like, then he says that. I'm like, all right, we'll run with that. I would have easily put in the other one.
There's probably some sort of game where it's APM. I'm sure there are games where APM is an actual measurement of a skill, but
not in World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft generally not. Every once in a while you have a situation where if you are doing more APMs, it means you're doing something better in your rotation. But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Me, but I play WoW, so.
Yeah.
Straight up D&D guy. You know, old school.
How old school is that though? It's fourth and.
This is version 5. I started with 2.
Oh, you started way back then.
Oh, I like 3.5.
Rub it in, youngsters, okay?
Ah.
I'll take you out. Or I'll sing, which would be worse.
Oh, okay. Let's not do that. I don't want to be out. You're
Let's
probably
talk
not
about
that
the
bad.
Let's talk about this nerd off tonight.
Yes, let's get into this nerd off because I thought it was so close. Like
it was.
I had my own theory about Ori from the beginning that I guess now has been proven wrong. I thought, like, I added him before I started watching the show. Excuse me. So the whole Pickle King handle, I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Then when I saw the first episode, there was Watch Out for the Pickle, and his picture was wearing a crown. So I'm just like, I'm thinking, is that an illusion? But unfortunately, it was not.
Yeah. It was really, really close tonight, but I knew Colby had it with the history challenge. I just knew that he would come out on top on that, and it was really, really close. I would have like opened that pot, seen the snakes, screamed like a little girl, and ran.
Yeah, that was scary. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa. I would have had to imagine that they're like something else that aren't snakes. Like pretend they're like fake snakes or something.
Yeah.
So like my response to that challenge was like, I know, like, you know, they showed, you know, like both of us backing off. Like Ori was a lot more thrown off by the snakes than I was. Like I seriously, like the first time I saw it, I opened that thing up, I punched a snake in the head, and then like I seriously, like, I opened it up with my right hand, left hand sees snake, just bam, like, and it's just like, not to promote animal cruelty, but that was just the natural response. It's like, you know what? There was a brief pause, and I was like, you know what? None of these are poisonous, because, you know, none of these things can harm me. So I just need to dig down through this hot mess, this hot squiggly, like, this hot wriggly mess, and grab whatever is not hot and wriggly, take that out. I don't even know that I should have figured, okay, that's a knife. And then just proceed to go to town. So.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are actually saying that they loved when you conquered the snakes.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
It was really nice.
It was really quick too. Like it was like instant. You had it and we're gone, and I knew it was over right then and there. So.
Yeah, the fact that I managed to, you know, slightly best Ori in the physical half of that, like, it gave me so much confidence going into the end. So
that's really good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. We got a question in the chat, kind of just going back a little bit. Actually, not really even to the episode. Andrew is asking if you still use those razors, that razor strap you got in the last episode.
Oh, that I sold immediately. That was a friend of mine said, oh, you know, that looks cool. Like, and I looked online to see how much it was, subtracted 30%, and then it was his. Like, I know that may sound callous, but I guess the things about it, the things that I've won were things I totally didn't care about or could buy myself. It's just like you won $250 worth of costumes, and it was just like, here, brother, go give this to my nieces. Have a good day.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's really awesome.
Did you guys get mouses or just keyboards?
We had a mouse, a keyboard, and a mouse pad.
Because their mouses are pretty nice. I know. I don't prefer them because they have a weird placement. It's a lot on your thumb, but they're cool.
Okay, so yeah, nerd off. Like, slight little derailment there, but that's Yeah, that's what we do. We all get off track a little bit every now and then.
Colby, do you remember what the order was?
Okay, so
I didn't get all of it.
Order for us if you can.
So it's been a while, so I know it started.
Of course.
All right, it's easier to go backwards. So it's Neil Armstrong at the end. So it's Neil Armstrong, I believe. Then, is it?
Da Vinci was the first one, right?
Da Vinci was. It's Da Vinci, Copernicus.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Franklin, I think that because it just went. I think it just went like. It went like 1500s, 1600s, 1700s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have no idea. Like I was so.
And
If you have the list, I clearly put it back.
Yeah, hard to do without a list.
Yeah.
For sure.
I thought the Marie Curie Tesla
was
around that was like the issue that you were having when you buzzed in, and yeah, that's a tough section to guess.
Yeah, that was the only part that seemed difficult because everybody else just tend to have their own little their whole century set up for them, and it's like, oh, like you're gonna put Tesla and Edison, people who directly rivaled each other? Thanks.
Yeah.
I just need to know which one's older.
Right.
Yeah. We got a question about the Nerd Off from Nico Hannibal. How hot was it for the Nerd Off?
It was. So we were in the shade most of the time, so it wasn't terrible, but it was in the upper 80s, I would say. Like, I was very glad to avoid the Kaiju Nerd Off, and I was glad to avoid the Monty Python Riddler because those are on hotter days. But it was not fun, and wearing that leather bomber jacket with plaid shorts and a fedora, like I just like, all right, I'm just gonna make this work.
Yeah, that definitely looked like it was majorly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You looked like you were sweating a lot too.
Oh, I was. It was bad.
It made you look like so intense though when you were looking at the idols. It made you look like I am thinking so hard and use my mind.
Like
so you actually looked kind of cool like that. I thought.
Oh.
It had a nice effect.
Yeah, it had like a action hero kind of look to it. As a result, I thought. Yeah.
It gave the true Indiana Jones appeal.
Yeah, that appeal.
Yeah.
That thing, you know. Yeah.
For sure.
You guys sold it, and you didn't even know.
Well, don't forget, in the first one, you know, the guy. Oh, Moreno, I get it. The one in the beginning, the one guy's like, and he almost. Right before the ball drops, I mean, that's part of it, is the sweating. So it was built in to make you look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, with these challenges, they're working in, like, actual good cinematography, even if they're not trying.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what I took from it.
Yeah,
That's open to interpretation.
It did look very well shot. I do have to admit that.
It was cool. It was cool. They're
Yeah.
running up the hill with the boulders. It looked awesome.
That was really awesome. Yeah. So can you tell us anything about the cardboard challenge from the week prior? Like making
Yes, the Nerd Gala.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, what do you want to know? Like
how hard was it?
They only had like 2 hours to do that too, right?
Yeah.
It was really a 2-hour one, huh? Okay. Because that was intense.
Yeah, so we drew up the plans in about 10 minutes, and then what we did was, you know, basically establishing the depth of the bottoms of the boats and shielding that went up on the sides, and it was just very repetitive. We just had to be very thorough in what we were doing, and there was a short debate with Jonathan over whether or not wood glue was soluble. He believed it was, therefore that it wasn't, so therefore, yeah, we're painting wood glue. That would have been useful in about 48 hours instead of the 2.
Okay.
But I enjoyed that we did make the conscious decision that we really only needed the boat to get across one time, because if we do everything correctly, we could just drag everything back. Which is
what were the actual rules? Because like when a boat sinks, then what was like the rule for what you could do? Were you allowed to swim if it sank?
you can swim, but you have to drag it along with you, and you have to keep your hands on the majority of the boat if you're picking up a clue. So you cannot leave the boat to pick up a clue in any way.
Kind of seems like it would have been easier just to make like really small, crummy boats that you know are going to sink and that you can pull behind you once they do that.
So our producer said you do have to follow the spirit of the challenge. So don't just go out there with one cardboard square and just say, "All right, we're going in."
Yeah, because I'm a really good swimmer. That's what I'd want to do. I'd just be like, "Let's sink this thing," and I'll just kick.
I'll just drag everything along with me. I don't have to ride it.
Yeah, it's like our boat. Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, our boat is just a cardboard square, and then
redefining tugboat. You're tugging the boat.
Yeah.
We understood that this is TV. We know what they want to see, and you know, I think we did okay.
Oh, I thought you guys did great. I was pretty impressed how well they actually held up.
Yeah, they held up great.
And I mean, we talked about this last week in Nerd Chat Central. Like, you, Colby, were the MVP of last week.
So it means it was it's just that. So one thing I did go up to Caitlin. It was a bit of a dick move on my part. Not as big a dick move as being Moby, but at the end, and she's like, well, I thought you taught history. It's like, well, I tutored math for 5 years before I became a history teacher. I didn't tell you that. Now you know. So it came really easy to me. And it's like, and the first one, I guess the one that you didn't see, it was, they gave us a circle with a diameter of 1 and told us to give the circumference round to the closest number. I'm like, wait, like, did they just basically just tell me to round pi to the closest number? Yes, they did. That was one of the numbers. And I'm just
okay.
Like, I just remember looking at that, like,
what was the unit for the diameter? You said 1.
1. So it's just 3, right? If you're rounding it to the
pi times that.
Okay.
Wow. So they like, what's the circumference? Pi times diameter. It's like pi times 1 and round. Like,
yeah.
Okay, I see how this is gonna go. And then when it got to the parallelogram, which is why I was freaking out, because it's like, okay, oh thanks, my phone going off?
Yeah.
Oh snap. Sorry.
Are you getting taken away from us?
I'm not getting taken away from you, just my phone. Like, I left my phone in the other room, and then my friends are like, I got a text from Todd, actually, so.
Nice.
And my mom. So I'm just gonna get a little.
Mom.
Anyway, no, just cool. There's some dust in the room, and I'm gonna be cool. I should dust. I need to dust. But I'm all right.
Aww.
Sorry.
So sweet.
Yeah. So.
Go Colby.
Yeah, go Colby.
You're awesome.
Colby, I think you can win this. I know I told you that before. So.
Don't say it. Don't jinx anything. Don't.
Yeah, don't.
You can't jinx anything. It's already happened.
Yeah, that is kind of true.
Unless I'm really psychic, you know.
Post-occurrence jinxing!
You are a magician, so I don't know.
She's just that powerful of a magician.
So, but of course, like, oh yeah, you know what's happening next week? Oh, the trivia, like, game night. All right. Yeah. So, guess who's got the target on his back? And the front, and the forehead, and all other extraneous limbs.
Okay, that Colbywood Squares thing at the party that you did, that was the nerdiest moments of a drinking game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, just like...
It's a drinking game where no one drinks because you get all the questions right. That's what it is. Except for, like...
Yeah. I was at about 70%, and I especially enjoyed the fact that Jacob writes I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but the premise was it was a drinking game. Jacob would ask me, since Jacob writes trivia, he would ask me something from one of his trivia competitions, and you would have a shot in front of you. If I got it right, then you just pass the shot along. If I'm incorrect, then you have to drink the shot unless you answer the question correctly. Or if you do answer the question correctly, you can choose anyone else in the room to take the shot. And most of what I remember about that night is Randy Couture, so Mindy, Pom Pom Kitty's hubby, getting the shot, and they asked me a question about freaking Chicago, and I'm not into musicals at all. It's just like, I think I'm just gonna wind up being in a situation where I make Randy Couture take a shot, and sure enough, he was all for it.
Nice.
Just like
That's awesome.
So.
Yeah, you couldn't get some like the Pokemon stuff either, but the stuff you did get, I was really surprised by, because it's just random obscure knowledge. Yeah.
That's what I do. Like
yeah, it's
I
really
try
impressive.
to take in. I try to take in stuff from all sorts, and yeah, that's just how I work. Like I take in information. So.
Right.
And it pays off.
Your magic history, so you know it. And your Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I just kind of quit on Doctor. I saw like one full episode, which was interesting. It was the the ELO theme, like one of the ELO fans and the Zorbaloff, that thing, which was alright. This was an okay episode, but I just remember when I was kind of turned off at the end when the sonic screwdriver can do anything.
Except
wood. It can't do wood.
I can't deal with. It can't do wood. Okay, so not anything, but it was just like it does whatever the plot needs it to do.
Right.
It can do pretty much anything else. Just this one thing is kind of not gonna work out. And that's part of the reason why the sonic screwdriver is so amazing, and the Doctor in general.
Yeah. You just kind of have to buy into the campy premise of it all. So.
Yeah, like it is super campy, but that's...
Yeah. Well, I mean, classic Doctor Who was great for what it was when it came out. It was brilliant. So you got to take it for what it was then and not now when it looks cheesy. So.
By the way, they are coming out with Doctor Who Pops.
Yeah, I know. I'm all excited about that.
Going to be
They look awesome.
So you'll have like the entire, well, not the entire. You'll have at least like maybe 12 more pop vinyls on your background there, Eve.
Right.
I admit nothing.
Got to make sure it's in your budget, right?
Oh, who needs the college fund for the kids?
Yeah, you got a mountain back there.
My minivan's 12 years old, man. I'll just melt these down for parts if I need to, I guess.
You wouldn't do that.
Of course not. So, Zach, I was actually wanting to ask you, what was it like for you? Because, I mean, you guys had, you and the Past Nerds had, like cameo for Talk Nerdy to Me at the beginning, and then you were actually in the audience watching the performance. So
Yeah, I
your
wasn't in the audience. I will note that. I was actually in California during that time. I don't know if I just didn't get the word that was happening, but no one told me. Anyway, though, that aside, yeah, it was really awesome. Because we practiced, you know, we got that ready. It was a tough choreography, honestly, just to kind of, because we wanted it to look, you know, good. So I tried to practice it a lot before I even actually returned to Nerdvana, so I kind of knew most of it by then. But then we ended up changing it some. What was really tough for me is that when we were doing the practices, we were still hiding, too, because we practiced, you know, the whole thing. So for my position, though, I was the person who was actually hiding probably the farthest away from where everyone was actually dancing and stuff. So I kept missing things, like, oh, we're changing the choreography to be this. I'm like, well, I missed that. I just got here. Because I probably actually ended up having the least practice, because I was the last person who actually ran out. So what would happen is we'd practice it, everyone would run out, and then they'd all be dancing, and then we'd cut it before my entrance cue. So I only ran out there. Yeah, I only actually did the whole thing maybe like a couple times, really. So I was really nervous. I was also just so nervous I was gonna fall. I had to sneak in and try to hide behind the pillar, which was a really precarious place to be, given the fact that they all went by the pillar. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was also just so fun to see everyone again. When I ran down the aisle, I tried to spin around and be like, "Hi guys!" It was awesome.
Going on, DFTBA.
DFTBA.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'm glad I don't know how this connected to my mind, but you saying that you were in California, that reminded me that you just had a book come out.
Yes, I did. Actually, give me like half a second. Just give me half a second, actually.
Okay. I guess we're gonna get the
I have like 100 copies of it here. Okay, not 100. I have many copies.
I'm
Okay.
an autographed copy.
Yeah, I want a copy.
We'll be able to get a copy one way or another, I'm sure.
Okay, better. Look, books, lots of books. My book is called Zanar, Impossibility, and you can get it right now at. Let's do that. That work?
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
Right
go.
now at HeroMart.com, which is if you want the physical copies right now. HeroMart.com is the merchandise website for Arctic Entertainment. I'm having the book actually featured in game. You can actually play through like a quest line inspired by my novel, which is really awesome. So you can meet characters from the book, fight monsters in the book. Go toe to toe with this guy on the cover here. And it's totally a dream come true to have my characters in a video game. Frankly, that alone is awesome, especially a major MMO. It's Adventure Quest Worlds. That's AQ.com. Really awesome. And then, you can also get it digitally, Zanar Impossibility again, you can get it digitally on, let me think for a sec, iTunes, Amazon, Kobo, and Barnes & Noble. And if you go to voidsaga.com, that's my official website for the novel, you can check it out there, and I have all the links to everywhere that is, and awesome synopsises, and you can take a closer look at this amazing cover art, because it's really, really cool, and like super true to the book. And yeah, it's a dream come true to actually have this book out now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been working on that for quite a while, and I can only imagine what was going through your mind the first time, like it was actually getting published.
Yeah, I mean, so this is self-published. Technically, it's kind of a hybrid because I self-published with a major company, so you're kind of somewhere between there. But basically, what we have is, so this is a limited physical run to begin with. When these run out, I'm probably gonna try to do some sort of create space thing and also have more. But yeah, I wrote this book. I started writing this book all the way back in like high school. And it's been thrown out a million times and rewritten a million times since then. So to finally actually have a physical copy in my hands is just an amazing, amazing thing. And the formatting in it looks really, actually really, good. I worked really hard on it. My girlfriend helped me a ton, which was amazing to have someone help out with that. She's much more analytical than I am, which is very helpful for that sort of thing. And it's all come together in a really awesome way, and I'm so proud of this story. It's a great young adult fantasy sci-fi adventure, and it's just really cool.
Oh, all right. I've been looking for a new book like that.
Yeah.
You should definitely read it then. Well, I really, really hope you check it out. I'm just so happy to finally be sharing the story with people. It means so much to me. So.
That's great.
See that you definitely put a lot of work into it, and I'm sure everyone who reads it is going to appreciate it. So I will put I'll put the link to Zack's book down in the description below.
Oh, cool! Thank you.
Buy it and read it, and then really just enjoy what Zack has created for everyone to enjoy. I think I just said that twice in a row.
It sounded good.
English is hard, guys.
English is hard.
Bad English is easier. Yeah.
It's just so great to see everyone flourishing in their fandoms.
It is. It is great. So, Colby, what are you doing now?
So, me? Just in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about your life.
So, my life is, like I said, I still teach high school. I didn't win enough money on Jeopardy to retire, nor would I. I really love what I do.
Very cool.
Otherwise, like, I bought myself a house with, so after getting my mom in place, I got myself one because, like, my roommate situation kind of went to crap after that. And then as soon as I moved into this place, I got asked to be on the show, and that's awesome. And the kids are really in my corner. And I guess one thing I never got is like, oh yeah, like they said, well, we care about you, and then like we don't like this person, and we don't like this person. And why don't you get rid of this person? It's just like, just let me try to do my job, and we need to go learn about Spanish conquistadores today, and don't break out into song in the middle of class because that did happen. So several of my students decided to start rapping, as Curtis and Bobby did, and it's just like
that's awesome.
It's just like I want to give them detention, but then I don't want to. So I need to figure out how to, reconcile that. So
I need to find a happy medium.
There is a happy medium there, but the school is behind me just like they were when I was on TV before, and my family especially, and yeah, it's pretty fun. But I get to go be a normal person and not get recognized in the streets, which is kind of cool. It's just like I still take the train to work because they're like, the thing about getting money is like, yeah, I bought my mom a house and I bought myself a house, and then I went back to work and I live I'm 99% the exact same person I was before any of this happened.
It's not like you want enough to just like quit working off of either. So
exactly, and the thing about stopping working when you really want to stop working when you don't want to stop working when you like what it is that you do.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And I already hit that point where I really liked what it is that I like what it is that I do. The kids had a talent show this weekend, and most of the jokes weren't particularly up to quality, but what they did was, they had this little bit about me. It's just like, Colby he's on King of the Nerds, and he wants to add that title to Jeopardy champion, and they compare me to this other teacher who's been there since the Kennedy administration. So it's just like, yeah, and like this teacher award for spending the next 50 years at Fenwick. It's like, that's not a joke. That's an honor. Like, I would gladly spend the next 50 years working at that school. So,
yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really good.
That's really cool that you're doing something that you love, and I think that's definitely true. If I can live off of just writing books someday, I know I'm just going to want to do it for the rest of my life. So.
Yeah. Like, you don't. And I remember I was at a Hives concert, and they just came off vacation. They're like, you don't care about holiday when you like what it is that you do. And that's where I am right now. I'm in a very, very nice spot in my life.
That's great.
That's really good.
Yeah, we like to hear that.
Yeah, the world needs good teachers like you, Colby.
Yep.
Thank you.
Question. You actually use books with your students, because my kids are in middle school now, and let's just say all we have is a social studies book. Oh, and a math book. That's it.
So like
they have.
That's all the supplies you guys have?
That's all in print. That's the only print we use.
Wow.
And as a parent, it drives me nuts because, like, well, how are we supposed to prepare for this test? Are you taking notes? No.
Oh gosh.
What?
I guess
nothing actually. But the social studies teacher, I have twins, but they have the same teacher for different hours. He was kind enough to send home an extra book, so I do have my own social studies book at home.
That's awesome.
So at least that's a good grade there.
Yeah, I think at least I'm lucky enough to have pretty solid supplies, and the way that I teach is just, all right, you guys, this is what the topic is about. This is what you need to know. We're going to talk about the stuff that you need to know to make sure you understand what's going on. Here's everything the test is going to be on, or everything that your paper is to be about, and what I expect. Please do that. If you do that, I look great. You get a great grade, and then we both go home happy. And some of my colleagues are like, well, aren't you making the class a bit easy? Yes. Just do what is asked of you, and then you'll actually learn. I don't care how it doesn't have to be difficult for you to learn something. It just doesn't. As long as I inspire, as long as I inspire like someone to go off and learn more stuff. When they ask these questions in class that I can't answer, and like I'm lucky enough to be in a school in such a good financial situation that the kids all have, they all have iPads and they're all connected to the internet. So it's just like, hey, let's stop and let's go find out what this is together. And they freaking do it. And it's like, hey, you didn't care about this stuff before, but now you do. And social studies especially, and, you know, in America, and it doesn't matter what kind of school you're in, public, private, city, suburbs, rural, social studies and history gets such short shrift that it's, I start with most of my kids by saying, look, you might have thought, like, I'm just going to say that I'm, you know, not going to be completely full of myself, but I think I should be the best history teacher you've ever had by default, because, like, a lot of middle school history teachers just aren't very good, or they don't have a lot of supplies, and they don't have a lot of support, and that is universal, and that's what's like appalling to me. So like, we're starting here, you're in high school, I'm going to take that you basically know about like Columbus, and you probably heard about the American Revolution about 4 different times. Now I want to teach about all these other places on the planet that you should really know about. And I very much stick to the book. I'm not, you know, I don't dwell on things that I like, which is also a thing that history teachers are really bad about.
Yeah.
Let's talk about World War II for a month. Like, just, no, don't talk about World War II for a month. Talk about World War II as it pertains to modern day and what builds up into it, and that should take a while because it's very important. But it should be important in terms of historical analysis, not just important because, oh man, like this battle's really cool. Like, seriously, like just don't be that guy.
Yeah.
But I did name drop.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm very much, since I teach at my alma mater, so there's a coaching tree aspect there. So I really learned from the teachers who taught me, and a lot of them had a very similar outlook on history, which is why I wanted to do this for a living. And yeah, and the thing about history is like, I remember I gave an excerpt of it's like on crimes and punishment by Cesare Beccaria. You know, it was all about criminal justice, and like people ask me like Mr. B, like, what do you think about the death penalty? It's like, it doesn't matter what I think about the death penalty. My ideas are not what's going to be on this test. And they're like, ooh, like I never thought about it that way. So,
what's your stance on history there, Nicole? Since you've joined us.
Hello, Nicole.
Hey!
Woo!
Hey, Nicole.
It's so nice to meet you.
Be us.
Okay.
Oh, just using my own psychic powers.
All those braids. I love it.
They're great.
Very precariously probably pinned in right now.
It reminds me a little bit like Pippi Longstocking.
I'm loving
my hair's got long hair. Oh yeah, it's not done yet, but you have a veritable collection of stuff. And actually, there's a lot of stuff over here that you guys can't see. Like the best toaster and the open closet. But yeah, I'm working on it.
Wow.
Nice.
It's very detailed, I will say that much.
That's a lot of posters.
That's a lot of posters. But she has Dalek plans, and that's awesome.
Yes. Anything Doctor Who,
Yeah.
pretty much a given that it's great.
Yeah.
I got my King of the Nerds wall. I got my Dalek wall.
I'm surprised you didn't live in the TARDIS. I'm really surprised.
I wish I could. I wish I could have stole it, and then I saw it that the entrance to the Radio Shack room was in your season.
That was
Colby.
so awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I miss the TARDIS being like the entrance to the Radio Shack lab. Now,
Yeah, because now there's not a Radio Shack lab.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's the first point. I missed the Radio Shack lab first, and then
It was so cool,
TARDIS
actually.
being the entrance.
Like legit, all sponsorship and anything aside, and I do think High Lever sponsors overall, but all sponsorship stuff aside, that Radio Shack lab was actually really, really fun to play with because they basically gave us like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff that I could like learn how to do basic engineering with. And I practiced with a bunch of kits. Kayla showed me a bunch of stuff. It was so much fun. Just because that's that kind of thing that if you want to get started on, it costs a lot of money. And now if I ever want to go back to it, I know the basic things, so I won't break everything I start with the first time I do it now.
You won't be me.
Yay! I mean, that wasn't an insult.
No, if I walk in
You
there
set it up,
doing
sorry.
high-tech stuff, I would break everything.
Yeah.
I'd be way overstimulated. What does this do? What does this do? Oh, I shouldn't have touched that. That's how I operate.
Yeah.
No, what'd you think of the episode tonight, Nicole?
I definitely think that Nerd Off was hands down the most difficult one of all 3 seasons, by far.
Yeah.
And then some. Also, I totally would have kept a few of those snakes because they look so pretty.
The snakes did look pretty cool.
Weird like that. Otherwise, I kind of cringed when they looked back to episode 3 because I have a very differing opinion on what happened there compared to most people. Like, Todd had every right to do everything he did.
That's true.
That's why I was like, Colby, when you said he got backed into a corner, yeah, I completely agree. He got shafted hardcore last time.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was a good episode. Definitely nail-biting.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to stand up for yourself.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
And I would have cheered Team Ori Colby the whole way. Hands down.
Yeah, but the only way that I don't face Ori in that is if I basically, I'm trying to think, is there any way I could have strategized? There was no way for me to strategize my way out of that. I mean, the only way that I would have been able to deal with that, or that Ori would have been able to do that, is if, I have no idea. Like, it just feels, it's the feeling of kind of helplessness there. That it's just, there are numbers, and there isn't a damn thing you can do about it, and that's what kind of stinks about the situation as it is.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you guys think about voting for yourself to go in?
Yeah, that was. So I will say this in the first episode when when Smash was just just when Caitlyn just stomped us in the Rube Goldberg challenge, and we're talking about who's going to go in, and I think Amanda says, Hendrick voted for himself, and I look at her and I was like, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, you should vote yourself into a challenge.
I understand that.
Season 1, Hendrick puts himself in. Season 2, Mujige put herself in. That
was season 1, but there were multiple in season 1.
Yeah. Oh, wait. They were both in season 1.
And then I put myself in because I said I was going to, and I still was. But.
Yes.
Indirectly put myself in because I knew Zack was going in for our team, so I told Titans to put me in.
Right. Yes.
Is that because you wanted to send me home, or you thought you could send me home, or what?
Well,
I'm curious.
The truth comes out.
It was one of 2 things.
Okay.
Either, A, I threw Jack under the bus because the Titans were too busy floating to not realize that Jack was an actual threat.
Yeah.
Or B, not be a dick and send myself in and actually go out on my terms.
Huh.
So I white knighted, I pulled a Hendrick, and I lost. Plus,
yeah, your votes were weird. You had really weird voting strategies.
between me versus Jack, me versus Katie, and me versus you, the strategy I had for completely fucking with you 3, yours was the one I had most solidified.
Yeah. See, I didn't have one for you solidified. I had one solidified for everyone but you and Jack, which is why, I mean, for you, I just managed to win. But for obviously, I had strategies for the other ones, but I didn't have a strategy for Jack at all. I had no idea how to deal with Jack. Jack was actually the person going in I was most concerned about, but yeah.
Oh, I would just be that annoying, hey, listen, hey, listen.
That strategy works
He
sometimes.
got used to it, though. He got used to it. Then we were friends.
Oh, the thing is that he was friends with you, not so much with me.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. Anyway, though, reminiscing. I definitely agree. I think that this nerd off tonight was probably actually the most difficult. It felt to me like it was like if there were two people who didn't have the specialized history knowledge, then it would be kind of even. But if you have one person who has the specialized history knowledge, then it feels just like a landmine. So I thought it was like yeah. Like, I mean, even on the anatomy challenge on my season, then I felt like that one obviously had Jack been in that challenge, he would have, done. He would have cleaned up even better. Yeah, because he wouldn't have missed a single one. Right. At least on the knowing which part it's talking about. But usually they have some sort of like multiple appeals. You can do it for multiple angles or different systems. So I thought that challenge was really hard because it was basically just you either know this factual information or you don't. So yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. There is a lot of strategy when it comes into voting because you have to take into account, well, actually, kind of take into account what your team's doing and what the other team's doing. But then there is also, I think, like, what is it? If one team votes in your primary choice, then you have to go with your secondary choice.
Yeah, it works like that. That's how we got the stalemate that's part of how it works with stalemates. So obviously the only stalemate that's happened, at least thus far, I don't know if one will happen in season 3, but the only stalemate that's happened so far has been a split vote between me and Brian. That was a unique case where then there wasn't a secondary vote going on. It just went to the other team, which the other team for that challenge was just Kayla, so Kayla got to just pick, and she could vote on either myself or Brian. But yeah, there's a secondary vote system. I think all shows use that.
Right on. Cool. Okay. Well, right now we're sitting at just over an hour. Do we want to keep going?
I know we do have another question about Star Wars or Star Trek.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I see that now. The infamous Trek versus Wars question.
Zack.
Which one?
I mean, I love them both. Frankly, I actually love them both. I think, I don't know if I have either on that shelf, but they both matter to me. I definitely identify more with Trekkiness than I do with Star Wars, but I love them both. Star Trek I'm definitely much closer with. It's something that, I obsess over. I watch all the episodes. It's something I do a lot with my girlfriend, actually, is just sit and watch Star Trek and marathon all night. It's kind of one of my favorite shows. So I'm getting into Deep Space Nine recently, though, because I didn't look at that. I haven't done a lot of that one yet, so I'm getting back into it.
That's good.
Another guest wants to come on, so do not go anywhere yet.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna stick around because we've got another Kayla Nerds alumni coming in. Can we classify them as just alumni, or is there a higher title that he needs?
Hopefully the link will
remain secret.
Yeah.
You guys will find out when he comes on. I am actually rooting for the Wars side of the stars. I will admit I like the fantasy aspects of the. I like fantasy aspects a bit more, and I actually haven't seen much Star Trek, so yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
And immediately, I think I just became the least liked person in this hangout.
It's okay. We still love you,
Zack.
I actually haven't watched
Zack.
Star Trek at all. Yeah, I've never watched Star Trek.
Oh, okay, good. I'm not alone.
I watched Star Wars, but I primarily watch Doctor Who, so I say Doctor Who trumps all y'all. 50 years of Doctor Who can't be wrong.
I will agree with that one. Doctor Who is nearer and dearer to my heart than both of them combined. So
I will say that although I'm a Trekkie and Star Trek Deep Space Nine will always be my Trek for life, I still do have The best lightsaber.
Ooh.
Oh, that is very...
The Mace Windu lightsaber of awesomeness.
That's cool.
Oh, that's the purple one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So
Oh,
yeah.
so nice.
Actually, I have the. Who else's do I have? I have Vader's and Luke's over there, but this is my favorite one.
That one's cool.
That's awesome.
So I will chime in because I did not see Star Wars until I was in high school, and like I said, my introduction to nerddom was with that chat with my mom about Star Trek. So that's always where my heart is going to be. And the problem with Star Wars for me is that I've already seen the ragtag group of people save the galaxy in so many derivative works that when I saw it for the first time, it's like, eh. It's like when you see like the Seven Samurai after watching a whole bunch of westerns, like it just doesn't stick to you nearly as much. And I will say this: I saw Spaceballs a good dozen times, not knowing it was a parody. Now I had no idea that it was a parody, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Yeah.
It's big and fine. Gotta go with it. Mel Brooks. Please tell me you've seen some other Mel Brooks thing. History of the World Part 1. Please tell me you've seen History of the World Part 1.
That's good.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
I have the Mel Brooks collection.
What a show. Please.
The Inquisition song is great. Yay, the Inquisition song.
There we go. Now we can start singing that. That'll be our nerd anthem for the night.
That would be.
No way. I can't remember all the words because I saw it when it originally
Words this song.
I definitely need Papa Nerd to get on here, so I'm not the.
Oh yeah, spoiler. It's gonna be Papa Nerd.
Here, hold on.
Yeah.
If he's having problems, give me a minute.
Okay.
Help him, Nicole. You can do it.
I'll do tech support.
I'll call your tech support. Yeah, there we go. Tech support.
Call him on your phone. Beep, 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 beep.
Calling
Tech
Papa
support,
Nerd.
Nicole.
Calling Papa Nerd.
Right.
Using a TARDIS and fix the internet connection. I cannot do accents.
I try accents. I don't know exactly how well they turn out.
Oh, but see, I just love the Canadian out.
Oh, I can do
a
it.
chat.
I'd like to think that I can do a pretty good Minnesota,
I'm
just
here to be your
because
tech
it's
support.
very close to Canadian. I just have to really accent it a little bit more.
It's never that bad.
Out. I can't help but just.
Was it a YouTube link or was it a Google Hangout link?
Nicole, I sent it to him via Twitter message.
Okay.
I think I sent the right one. She really is doing tech support, which is pretty damn sweet.
Yeah, that's good. I'm over here trying to keep up with.
I'm doing right now.
Let's see. Nico says, apart from a Star Wars LARPing group, so biased. I think before that, Nico said they were Star Trek. Andrew roots for Star Wars. And okay.
On the throne, there's 3 chats going on right now.
What's the third one right now? The throne room. Is 4chan doing one?
All right.
Oh, 3 chats as in you mean on the internet in general?
I also emailed you the link just now.
Here, we'll do this. We'll do a little play.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have to take a power. I need to go check on my guest for a moment. I'll be back.
Oh, all right.
Hurry back, Colby.
Will do.
I got nothing.
We're showing off figurines. Is that what we're doing now?
I was
actually.
Yeah.
You
You've
got
got a whole mess of pop vinyls, so.
And I'll do Maleficent. And
Wait, I
on
can't move this.
the birthday, I shall give you
Hello.
a pickle.
Whoa! It's Curtis!
Hey!
Hi, Curtis!
I'm here. Okay, I'm gonna hang up.
Yay. All right.
Curtis, get off the
He
phone.
has arrived!
I was on the phone with Nicole because if it weren't for Nicole, I wouldn't be able to get here.
Nicole.
I'm very happy to be here with everybody. How did you all like the show tonight?
Oh,
The
nerd
best episode of the season.
My favorite challenge.
Yeah, I know, and it's the thing that I love about. Excuse me. The thing that I love about this one, and it sounds like the usual bullshit, but the truth is, everything gets better. Every episode this season gets better, and this is the one where we began to feel like we were beginning to. I mean, not just the nerds who were great, but we were really beginning to feel like we really got what was going on and knew what we were doing. Finally, it just takes a while to figure it out. I think that's the big problem. Is you need to get your rhythm going, and it took us a while to get our rhythm going. But this season started out pretty good, and then it just gets better and better and better. And I think you'll agree with me when you see the other one.
I can only imagine what has been going on behind the scenes for not just since the season started, but even before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been great to watch develop, even since the very beginning, and I'm like every week I look forward to sitting down and watching it.
I know. I just wish there was a way that we could do more than 8 episodes. We're constantly thinking about that because, I mean, there's no way we can do it at the moment, but we sort of dream about that because even as fans, because, I'm a fan of the show in addition to working on it. And so for me, even though I've seen cuts, numerous cuts as we go through, as we edit and so on, once it gets to seeing it on TV, I just want it to keep going.
Yeah.
We haven't hit on a solution for that, but at the moment we're just hoping for season 4. But I have to say that it's been this season the numbers have been really good, and for us, especially given the time that we're on, and which is legendarily bad. And so we're really excited about it. I feel really optimistic. And unfortunately, I'm in Canada, so I can't watch it.
I empathize with you. I'm in Canada also.
Oh my God!
Canadian Zack.
Yeah, Canadian Zack.
I know how the poor kid has to watch the show.
Yeah, I have to watch the show through my computer thanks to Alla.
Really?
Yes.
See, if I had known there was a possibility of that, I would have done it. But
Curtis, I'll invite you every week.
Oh well, okay. I mean, I'm working now.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole, why are you saying no? Did I say something wrong?
No. Her screen was frozen. I was like, no.
Oh, because okay, got it.
For me.
I was afraid I said something wrong.
Yeah, you never say
I
anything wrong.
rely on Nicole to tell me when I'm going off. Anyway, it turned out that because I'm working up here, and I didn't think I was even going to have an evening where I'd be able to watch, but I got out early, so I was able to, which was awesome. I don't know where I'm going to be next week, though.
Yeah.
But if I'm available, yes, I would love to figure that out. But as everyone who knows me will tell you, it takes a lot to get me on anything because I'm an idiot.
No.
I'm good tech support. I really
You have like an army of nerds who all know how to do tech support. You just call any of us.
By the way, I just want to tell Zack that I've already ordered my copy of this book.
Yay, thank you.
Oh, right on.
It has not arrived as far as I know.
No, not yet? Okay.
But I don't know because I'm not there. But
I got my copies, and it's amazing.
There you are. There you are. Yeah, I do have the book coming.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
You need to send me an autographed one for my kids. We need to get them more.
Yeah. We want autographed ones.
That would be a dream come true, I assure
I
you.
got a P.O. box right now, but I'm trying to figure out how I can do that because I've had many people ask me about that.
About what?
about signed copies. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that without just making my address completely public.
Get the PO box. Go to the post office.
PO box. That's what I have to get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also have to think about stuff like packaging and mailing and all that kind of thing. It gets really complicated.
Yeah, it does. But I want to try to figure out if there's a way to do it because I have so many people ask, and it's something I only matter because of my fans on that level. So it's something I care about a lot.
Do you do conventions?
No, not a lot. I don't do a lot of cons. I just signed up for Anime Detour that's coming on soon. But I don't do a lot of conventions. Not like Xander or anything where he's always convention hopping.
Right.
You know, Zack, if you ever want to go to the third largest anime convention in North America or fourth in the world, you could just message somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not dropping any names.
Well, I'd love to do something new, Nicole, if that's what you're saying. That'd be fun.
Not that I work there or anything.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. That would be pretty fun.
Well.
You guys need to come up to Detroit for Motor City Comic Con.
Well, yeah, we should. I was there a couple of years ago. Bobby and I were there, but it's been a while. I have to find out about that, especially since I have no connections there anymore. I moved my parents back west, so I'm now homeless in Detroit for the first time in my entire life.
Oh, wow.
It's hard to believe.
I'll hook you up. I've got a spare bedroom. I will put the bed back into the nerd cave.
No, that's all right. It's all right. But we do have to. When is that con?
It is May.
May. It won't happen this year.
Yeah. What's that? What was that?
I bet if it's in May, it won't happen this year. But maybe next year.
Yeah, Curtis, you need to come to Texas.
Yes,
We love you in Texas.
I could come to. Where are you in Texas?
I'm in Houston.
Houston? Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Supernatural Con in Chicago again.
Yeah.
What was that, Nicole?
Supernatural Con in Chicago again.
Yes, I could. I would love to come back to Chicago.
Just
Nicole and I had dinner in Chicago.
Crash the con.
Yes.
Seriously.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
You'll have a free stay.
Anyway, but everything else is wonderful, and I'm just so excited about everybody, and
you guys do a great job casting. You really do. Bravo to the casting team.
Allison Katz is our casting person. Hey, Colby!
That Colby.
Hi, Colby.
Oh, snap! It's Curtis. All right.
Well, by the way, Colby Curtis is here.
Yeah.
I sneaked in.
I gathered.
Colby left.
Okay.
I sneaked in. It's good to see you, Colby. I never get to tweet with you, so it's good to see you.
That's true, because no self-respecting teacher should have a Twitter.
Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely.
But Colby
Kelsey has a Twitter.
Twitters, yeah.
Well, yeah.
You could tell Kelsey that I said that, but it's just like she just started. Like,
yeah.
And
yeah, I know.
I realize how rumors and saying stuff on the internet works. So no, like you fly off the handle one day, it'll be there forever, and kids will hold that over your head.
No, I know. I know. You're absolutely right, and it's something that I really had to train myself to be careful about, because you can really get in trouble.
Yeah.
Or you make it an extra credit thing where you say, hey,
extra
bonus
credit?
points for working into this question within the next 30 seconds so that you know they're not just Googling it.
Right.
Oh, what page is our homework on tonight? Bonus question. Extra credit.
There you go. That's a thought. That's a thought. I want to say something just quickly, if I may,
Absolutely.
while I have Colby on, because I told him a little bit about this during the premiere party when he was out here, but this is really the episode where Colby completely comes into his own in a way that, I mean, it isn't just the anthem. It's something that's sort of been happening all along, which I really love. is Colby is like the one person in the whole cast who you feel has this gravitas and this wisdom that everybody else is sort of going off all over the place, and there's Colby being very calm and having obviously had a lot of life experience, and it's just gorgeous to watch. And it was something that as we got into it over the editing process and we started seeing Colby coming, this attitude coming out, it was like it wasn't the Colby from Jeopardy. It was a different Colby, and it was really awesome. And I really loved it. And I just wanted to say that, Colby, because you're awesome.
Aww. We certainly think he's awesome.
Love the Colby.
Colby's awesome.
Yeah, DTVA.
Yeah.
All the way.
Tonight was epic. It really was. I can't wait to see the rest.
Hello, Nicole. What are you doing, Nicole? Are you making some other body part that isn't a heart because Moby's a dick? Like.
I was gonna say
I'm making dual kidneys.
Curtis, you bring Colby back, and we will boycott. Just saying.
What?
Just like as soon as Heather made that heart, I just he's gonna say that's not what a heart looks like. I bet you. And then
I didn't.
As soon as that happened, and I'm sure enough, did not fail to disappoint.
Oh, there were
right,
a lot.
I have a question for everybody. Since you brought up Moby, I have to say that as much as it was probably unfair of him to talk the way he did. I have to say that it was really funny, and we've never had a judge talk to our contestants like that, and we certainly have never had a nerd talk to our judges like that. And I have to say it was for the whole season, it was one of the high points for me. That really made me laugh a lot.
Heather has spunk for reals.
Yeah. And somebody, I think it wasn't, I'm trying to remember, it was Anthony or Charles, somebody, one of our executives, I can't remember who it was, ran into Moby just recently, in a grocery store parking lot or something. Just happened to see Moby in the parking lot. And he went up and introduced himself and said, well, you don't remember me, but I'm one of the producers of King of the Nerds. And Moby just paled and said, oh, do I really look like a dick? And so it was still on his mind after all those months. And I can't remember who it was who had this experience. Whoever it was said, no, you were great. It was afterwards, when we shot it, I went up to Moby afterwards to congratulate him, and he was looking all frazzled. Saying, no, I was really horrible. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Why are you saying thank you? I don't deserve that. And I was saying, no, it's okay. You're okay. I mean, it was very funny.
It's all right.
It's not something that we would like to see happen all the time, but it was fun enough for this one.
It made this challenge really interesting, having that sort of interplay with the judges and the cast like that. Yeah. It was really funny and really fun to watch. On occasion, that's cool.
I mean, the closest I can think of when something like that happened was in season 2 for the LARPing challenge, and Xander goes on with his first line. He says, "Would you like to see an example?" The judges don't react, so he says it louder. "Would you like to see an example?" And I think that's the closest I've ever seen them interact with the judges like that, which I personally think that's really cool.
To be able to stand up for yourself and each other.
Yeah.
I mean, the judge said something nasty. They said something back, and then somebody stood up for them, so that was cool like that.
Well, it was. I mean, it was. I loved the fact that she stood up. She was essentially standing up for Thomas. You know, I mean, she was, because Thomas was not going to say anything. It was Thomas, right? No, it was. It was who? It was Ori.
It was Ori, yes.
Because it started with the whole. It started with the whole Hamlet thing. It was Ori, and of course, it was Ori, and she was defending him, and you know, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was especially how last week we saw that she was getting frustrated with him.
Oh yeah.
And there's like a total reversal.
Yeah.
And then what she said was really cool and I think really valid too. Actually, that like being a nerd isn't something you have to like prove about yourself. It's just, which I think was actually really cool what she said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I agree. I agree.
We have a couple of comments going on in the chat here. One of them actually is mirroring the question on my mind. Curtis, where are you in Canada?
I am in Vancouver.
Ah, Vancouver. That's on the opposite side where I am.
So Curtis is going to be on Arrow sometime soon.
Right. That's
Are you really?
On Arrow.
Right.
No.
That is so cool.
I'm not. She's teasing because she knows that I'm not actually on Arrow.
Don't
get every
I got excited.
I would really love to see Curtis on Arrow. That would be awesome.
Well, I'm a little bit tied up with those other boys at the moment.
Yeah. Well, Sam and Dean are awesome, and you're awesome on Supernatural. Please keep that up. So I do love that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I love watching that show, and we don't want it to ever end.
Well, it doesn't show any signs of it at the moment.
Yeah.
They've been picked up for their next season, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. But that's what, 11 seasons now?
It will be. It's
10.
It's 10 now.
Yeah.
So it'll be 11.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Moonlighting.
Sorry?
Bring back moonlighting. I want you and Brooks back together again.
I don't think you really want that. I think you like the idea of that, but I don't think you actually want to see that.
Probably none of these other kids here know what I'm talking about anyways.
No, that's true.
I do. I know moonlighting. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm the cinephile over here. So.
Yeah. No, we're all way too old. But it's a nice thought.
Yeah.
I had to say that out there.
So, as far as this goes, was there any other question that you had? I'm looking at the thing here.
There was a big one about just asking about the headphones in this episode and full razor sets from the last.
I know! Oh my god!
What?
I have no idea what just happened.
What was that, Nicole?
Yeah.
What did you just do, Nicole? She's disappeared.
Over the razor gear, which, yes, because like
you're a razor
Steel
fan.
series are my two jams. So I lost my mind when I saw the razor package, and it's like the Turtle Beach headphones are freaking amazing. Like,
yeah.
No, I have like 3 sets of Turtle Beach. Well, not mine, but I have 3 like of my
those are
own
really
Turtle
good.
Beach headphones. Oh my god. I suddenly wish I was on season 3 because yes.
We'd have to win a challenge though for that, Nicole. We'd have to win something.
Well, we're doing a little bit. I mean, I think we're trying to focus on good presents because we're not doing. We stopped doing the rewards where we send them off. Send the winning team off to do something. We don't do that anymore because it was taking too much time from the show when we could be with everybody.
Legacy Effects though was just one of like that will stick in my head forever. And the things that I saw, which I literally can't talk about like ever because some of them are for movies that are coming out like 5 or 6 or 7 years from now. But holy crud, it was mind-blowingly awesome beyond proportion. So I was so happy that we got that of all rewards to win, I was really happy to get that one. But
Well, it was great for you guys.
yeah, exactly. But
because we couldn't show anything or even talk about what you said.
Right.
It for television, it didn't mean anything.
Which was upsetting too, because there were even like a lot of really cool pictures that I took with a bunch of like things that I really wanted, and I never got to get those pictures and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really frustrating for me that the double non-disclosure thing, because that one that we signed, that it showed us signing, that was a real non-disclosure agreement. That wasn't just to play up how secret it was. That was serious stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty disappointing for me. I really wish I could have gotten some of those pictures, honestly, but it was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely. Even though we didn't hear anything about what happened because they were moving everything out, it sounded like it was one of the best rewards that anyone could have ever gotten.
They're basically just like every really, really cool movie that had really good special effects for like the last ages. So yeah, it was really cool.
That makes sense.
But I do understand the concept that if they focus on rewards that are more just like giving you something, then they can jump right back in to just like making it a character show. Which yeah, I don't know. If we went more episodes, maybe we just need to like nix elimination though, because otherwise we're gonna need a huge cast, and then it's not a character show anymore once you got 24 people.
No, I know.
Then you have Survivor.
Yeah, then you just have Survivor, and that's not gonna work for this. That won't work for the show. I don't think. No.
Well.
No, I know. I mean, we sometimes just play around with ways that we could change the show to make it more,
Yeah.
I think like elimination but not banishment would change a lot, because then you could have like a point system somehow.
I know. Yeah, we've talked about it. I actually got a thing in the mail from Virgil. I got an email from Virgil with his whole theory of which is so dense.
He was running a lot of that by me, actually. And I poked one hole, which was, so under one of the voting systems that he presented to me, the problem was that if one team member was intentionally trying to lose, they became immune. And I was like, so I broke your game. And he's like, oh, I have to fix it now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, it's really, I mean, it's incredibly dense, but it's one of those things that, we look at it and we go, oh boy, would this ever be nice? But it's really hard.
Yeah.
You can only do so much given the parameters that you have.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm going to have to get going, but I wanted to say hi to everybody and thank you so much for your support and everything. We're really appreciating it.
Oh,
we'll always be here for King of the Nerds.
Yes, thank you for giving us this thing that we all come together about and really just be one huge nerd family.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Curtis?
Zack and I wouldn't have met if it wasn't for King of the Nerds, and we wouldn't have this show if it wasn't for King of the Nerds.
This Hangout show would not exist if it weren't for you, so thank you.
Well, but, as much as I appreciate that, bear in mind that the only reason it works is because of the people that we have on the show, and we can take some credit for that, but we also have the people. The people have to be the types who want to do this, so that now we have Season 1 people and Season 2 people who are doing so much to keep this alive and get the word out. And that's incredibly valuable, and we're all really, really deeply appreciative.
Yeah, we love.
Thank you, Curtis.
We love
Genevieve's interaction.
We love everyone who is involved with King of the Nerds, the cast members, the hosts, everyone behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It is a huge thing that everyone can take part in and relate to. And it's just amazing.
Well, thank you, and enjoy it. And I think you're gonna have a good time.
All right.
Always.
I'll see you on Season 4.
Good night, everybody. And
good night, Curtis.
Good night,
Curtis.
Good night, Stompy. I see Stompy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Back there.
You wave.
Good night. Good night, Colby. Good night, Nicole.
Good night. Sleep well, Curtis. We'll see you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Curtis. Wow,
Wow, that was awesome.
did that actually just happen?
That just happened.
I
Yes.
feel like I'm in like Twilight Zone or something.
Oh, that was sweet.
Wow.
That was very sweet.
I didn't throw the pickles at him. I'm sorry. I couldn't.
I'll be trying to get a closer look at what's going on.
Make him a big plushy one and send it to him.
Oh,
Big plushy pickle.
I don't know.
About the pickle.
We're all hung up on the pickle.
We have a couple questions. I hope you guys don't mind talking about it. I think how to properly put this. Do any of you think the talk about the sexuality was inappropriate? I'm just gonna say myself as a mom. My daughter watches the show with me. She's 11 and a half. It's my little nerdling in training, so it's very cool. So that was a little bit awkward. They've had the puberty stuff at school, which is crazy. I guess the comments on the I'm not gonna go there. But anyway, I mean, it is on at 9 on a Friday night. So I guess the thing is that the feeling is that it was a little awkward, but you guys are thrown together, these strangers, 24/7 for however many weeks it's being taped, and there's tequila. And vodka slushies or something. So I mean, I get that stuff's gonna kind of come up, and I guess it could have been edited out. So any thoughts on that? I can see both sides of it.
I would say that while it is still, like, it is, in my mind, primarily a show for everybody, so subjects like topics like that probably wouldn't be the best to have at a lengthy, to show for a lengthy period of time. However, at the same time, it is a competition show, and they need to fill time with interesting content.
Yeah.
So I can see I can kind of see where they would come from that. But overall, I would say something like that might want to stay in YouTube bloopers or something.
I would love to see bloopers.
Yeah, actually, on season 1, I remember when things got more sexual, they did actually get relegated to YouTube bloopers, because that's what happened with the Alana stuff. Some of the Alana stuff only was on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think this is actually something that I kind of deal with actually a lot, because I'm a young adult author, and or that's a lot of what I write is young adult. So for this novel, Zanar, I kept it relatively G-rated fantasy violence. It would basically be rated an E rating or a teen rating, probably a teen rating, video game wise. And it's something you have to think about a lot. I think it also depends on casts. You look at season 1. There was a definite mix of some degrees of sexuality and then lots and lots of drinking. You look at season 2, we had very intense personalities. I think overall less sexuality, and then overall less drinking, because there were only a couple of really heavy drinkers in the house, and then one of them went home early. And then I guess on this season, we just have a lot of people who seem confident in that way. I think the way that things are being talked about, I think it's being done in a healthy way, and I don't think it's being done in a way which is like wrong to show to a younger audience that's still a fan of the show, because I think they're covering it in a relatively healthy, positive way, personally.
Yeah, for sure. What did you think about that, Colby, since you were actually there and living in that moment?
Yeah, when it went down that route, and of course in the back of my head, I work with teenagers at a Catholic school, so yeah, I will not be participating in this conversation and any, it's just like, all right, let's have a frank discussion about our sexual proclivities with strangers, and I'm just generally a more private person in general, so there was that moment where it's just like, hey, do I just can I just get up and bail? Like, would that be okay? I mean, I wasn't uncomfortable, but I was just like, wow, these folks are willing to share this about themselves. I'm sure as hell not in that moment. Like, don't have that, like, in my mind right now. You know, you got, and it's just like, when they brought me down for those confessionals, it's just like, yeah, I don't know who your boss is, but you go 4 steps up. My boss is the Pope. And, I just can't deal with that right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely understand that. I mean, I think, if I remember correctly from the things that I was reading on Twitter, or something happened in one of the hangouts afterwards, Thomas actually went under the table for that conversation.
Oh, he did, because after, basically, like, the idea is like, hey, like, I've never had anything, and he's just like, but then everybody was like, let's talk about, like, what you can do, and we'll set up a website, and then he just crawls into the table like he wants to die.
I'm not taking part in this anymore.
Yeah.
Suddenly just taking himself out of the equation.
Yeah.
I must say, when they were doing the percentages, I was kind of like, what? And then I was like, oh, okay. You know, I say love who you love. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Everybody's happy. It works. But,
Right.
Right.
For sure. All right. We are... Oh, wow. We're coming up on, like, an hour and 40 minutes. We've been going for a little while.
Yeah.
And we love you.
You're so interesting to talk to. We love you guys.
All right.
It's been enjoyable talking with you all.
Yeah. It is awesome, but frankly, like, guys, I need to be, like, in Champaign, which is like a 3-hour drive in the morning, so I need to bail, like, right now.
Yeah.
You and I, right?
Yeah.
So much for joining us, Colby.
I'm moderating the high school quiz bowl championship down in U of I.
Congrats. Have fun.
That'll be awesome.
Stay true to my roots. Thank you so much for inviting me, you guys. I hope you do it again.
Joining us.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right. See you, Colby.
Seeing you.
Best of luck with those teams.
That is an awesome quiz bowl. You have to love it.
Yeah, that's fun stuff.
How can you not?
Yeah. That.
Intimidation being around a quiz bowl with him or in a quiz bowl with him.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Definitely.
Yeah, I play that trivia crack game with Colby, and he like whoops me in one turn, and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, sorry I haven't answered you in a little while on that. I haven't had internet on my iPhone for a little while, so.
Oh, it's
I
all
have a lot of friends on that game. I haven't found someone that can beat me yet. I should
Well,
Now, let's have some fun.
Oh, trivia game. Oh, I can't do trivia.
No trivia crack?
Trivia.
I'm not good at trivia. I'm actually really grateful that all the nerd-offs I ended up in were all games and not trivia, because I know I don't do as well with trivia by and large as I do with just like some game and playing a game.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you are the gamer, so that's your strong point.
Exactly, right. But I know like the trivia within my realms of interest. I don't know stuff like outside of it necessarily. Well, I know some stuff, but it's all like it's all stuff that's like so random that never even comes up usually. And a lot of it's like social science based because I read like psychology papers for fun all the time.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I've been reading about treasure hunting lately. I'm like all into that. That I just want to go do that now. I go find stuff. I don't know why. I just really want to.
Treasure hunt all day, every day.
I'm all about Oak Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite the storyline.
My obsession. Yeah.
I think we might need to save that conversation for another hangout, though.
That'll have to. That's like a 4-hour conversation. Yeah. I might have to make like a lecture series of videos about Oak Island or something. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
A lot of information.
That would be really neat to listen to.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm gonna.
Did Nicole get to see what she's up to?
Oh yeah, Nicole, what have you been up to?
Besides rocking those awesome headphones.
Not a whole hell of a lot. Working on a new cosplay, involving. It's a really easy cosplay, but I don't know how much you guys know about Vocaloids.
About what?
Oh, cool. Which one are you doing?
Take a guess.
I should be able to recognize this, and I can't, and I'm feeling bad right now. Okay, now I should really be able... I know the character, I don't know the name. I'm feeling like right now.
Also, Glenn says hi.
Hello, Glenn.
That's awesome.
Eve,
No,
we're getting in the chat saying that they love you.
I'm doing the Kaito version of Magnet, so
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay.
the butterfly wings, because Kaito is love, Kaito is life. Otherwise, I'm just playing Destiny, waiting for the order to come out, and potentially going to PAX Prime with PlayStation. We'll see.
Yes, I know this character. Okay, there we go.
Who was that?
That was not me.
That's him.
Oh, okay.
Him running away.
Run away! Run away!
Of course it is. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on.
Now, I couldn't hear you, Nicole. What is it you're cosplaying? I couldn't catch it.
I'm doing the Kaito version of the Magnet. Cosplay,
Okay.
So that's what it'll kind of look like. I'm trying to. I'm probably going to be making headphones, either that or just using.
That's awesome.
These and building off of them, but we'll see.
Cool.
Nice.
Right on. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on. Probably should start. I'm thinking that I'm gonna start working on a Fix It Felix Jr. cosplay for a convention that's coming up in May.
I can so see you doing that, and I'm laughing because
Well,
I've
I already have the shirt.
times. So I gotta laugh.
I think I'm gonna be. I was gonna do Sonic originally. But then I thought about it, and I'm actually graduating from my college course the night before the con.
Oh, wow.
So I'd have to get up really early in the morning, dye my hair blue, paint my body, and then go to the con. That would be a really long day.
That's tiring.
It is tiring.
Hey, speaking of tiring, I'm exhausted, and I think I'm going to bail out, but this has been really, really fun.
Oh,
And I am glad to talk to you
Yeah.
guys.
Nice segue.
I'm really happy that you dropped in tonight, Zach.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's been great
It was
seeing you.
so great to hear about your book.
Great. Yeah, I'm so glad to be sharing that with you, and I really, really hope that you guys all check it out. It's something that matters so much to me.
Like I said, the links are going to be in the description. And
Awesome.
We will
Thank you.
plaster it everywhere.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. I'm exhausted, so good night, everyone. It's been fun talking with you all. Yeah.
Great talking to you.
I'm kissing a lot of people tonight.
Yeah.
There we go.
The Nerds alumni. It's been fan.
Yeah, tonight's been amazing. An amazing night.
And we've gotten a lot of conversation in the chat too. So thank you, everyone. It's always great to get feedback and questions on things we're talking about. It's been awesome.
Yeah. Nicole, I gotta say, I'm loving the red hair color. You're rocking that, girl.
Yes.
I need to re-dye it because the roots are uber showing right now, but this is like 2 months, 2.5 months after dyeing it, so.
That's what hats are for.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I have the dye over there. I just have to stop being lazy.
Right.
I'll try to do it someday.
I kind of watched you do it before. It's pretty cool.
Thanks.
We don't talk about that. Zack sent a link so I could see what the costumes. I love the colors.
Yeah.
What?
The Kato magnet colors.
Oh,
the blue.
right, yeah.
I love it. That's gonna be awesome.
Really good.
Looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's quite a change from this prized possession of mine.
Yeah, the Saw helmet, that's awesome.
It's like now for something completely different.
Right. Now let's do something cute.
Yeah.
Which is definitely not Saw. Yeah.
Gotta switch things up every now and then. Keep things rolling.
Good
Right.
balance.
Ironically, they're pretty much made out of the same material, foam.
I want to try the stuff you mold. You heat it up. It's like a plastic. You heat it up with your hairdryer, and then you can mold shapes. It solidifies, but you can remelt it.
And then a couple others, yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff's good. Expensive though. Very expensive.
Very expensive. Yeah.
Like was the key word on that. I would like to try it.
Right. Like, yeah. I'd like to try it too, but it's really expensive. So.
Agreed.
Yeah. Why do supplies have to be so expensive? Darn those crafting.
Do you have a cat, Eve?
Tinker, ow! Okay, jump on my lap and attack.
Yes, you have a cat. And the cat doesn't want to be there.
Well, he's hungry. Tinkerbell says hi. So Nicole, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Yes, thank you, Nicole.
Thanks for having
It
me.
was a very nice surprise.
Yes.
I saw the surprise tonight. It was awesome.
Like now, I go eat. Finally.
All right.
The spoon is back.
Yep.
Now, I was talking about earlier. The
And
spoon.
now it's gonna be used.
Yeah.
What's Peter Capaldi's line that he does with the spoon in the Robin Hood episode? Oh, I forget.
That's like I think that's the one Capaldi.
I think he just
I
said,
haven't seen in its entirety yet.
"It's my spoon."
It's my spoon, yeah. That's all he says is it's my spoon or something like that.
All right, that just popped in my mind because, well, spoon.
Oh, I had the Ron Mitchell rejected. My spoon is too big.
Alrighty. All right, take care, Nicole.
Yes, thank you. I just want to thank you everybody for all the love comments tonight. Happy Valentine's Day. No more party with
To all and to all a great day and
Nico.
Yeah.
And good night, Kevin Savannah. You're up way past your bedtime. Leanne, you're rocking. Get them in bed.
get to bed. All right, everyone. Good night.
Night.
Oh. And that's the lead out.